Hello everyone, and welcome along to episode 12 of No Silver Linings. My name is Mark, and I am your keeper, keeping these lovable band of investigators on the brink of insanity as we delve further and further into this investigation of the paranormal. Let's introduce our investigators this session. Dave, would you like to go first?
Hey, how are you? I'm Dave, DM for the Saffron Saga and Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel over on the other side of the Emerald Collective House on our streaming Twitch side. But tonight, more importantly, I'm going to be playing Ulick O'Shea, a veteran of World War I, one of the very few who survived. And unfortunately, he saw some weird shit over there in the trenches and was subsequently committed to an insane asylum. But he's back, and he's kind of obsessed with the occult now. So he goes around the town of Silver Mines, blind drunk, searching for the puka. He may have just found it.
He may have. Thank you very much, sir. Ryan, would you like to go next?
Hi guys, I'm Ryan, aka Deranged Rhino, as you'll probably know me as by now. And this evening I am going to be playing Professor Montgomery Miles. I am a mild-mannered man of education and psychology. And these people around me are all going to shit because apparently there's dead things walking around, especially that one called Benson, who is screaming like a little girl.
Thank you very much, sir. Next up then we have Keith.
Hello, my name is Keith, and I am feeling like I'm being played by Charlie Mitchell, who was very excited and interested in the occult, but I think the more closer he gets to it and the more he sees of it, his interest is turning to fear.
Thank you, sir. And last but not least, we have Dean.
Hello, I am the small girl in the corner screaming as I am playing Benson Cartwright, an investigator from the States who wanted to see up close something a bit spooky and spectacular, and seen it up close and now needs to change his trousers. I met these guys after the dust settled and a fist fight ended as we all decided to sober up and realize we all had different favorite Power Rangers. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where Benson goes from here and where everybody lets him cry.
I do love the Green Ranger.
I had a black eye. It took 3 weeks to heal. Leave it be.
Thank you very much, everyone. Let's do a quick recap of recent events before we go on with our investigation. So, after visiting Peter Houlihan in his abode, he seemed rather paranoid and shaken up, and seems to be the only person who almost kind of like is talking sense in your presence, because you are now witness to the strange events going on in the Silver Mines, and it seems that he kind of is able to relate to you a good amount. He's had a first-hand witness to this moonlight man, as the locals call it, and he's reluctant to help you out in the sense of actually going with you and providing actual assistance. Instead, he hands you a couple of sticks of dynamite, but it's through some negotiations and persuasion that he actually follows you with his rifle. As you all walk into the center of the Silver Mines village, off in the distance on the mountain trail, you see this glowing figure walking down from the mines along the mountain trail towards Eugene Grace's house. Sparing not a moment, you all jump into Charlie's car, and head right on up. As far as the car will take you along the mountain trail, the road is not really equipped to deal with the fine motor vehicles that one Charlie Mitchell does drive. Making the rest of the way on foot, you enter Eugene Grace's house to find that you are mere moments too late, as the body of Eugene is slumped up against a wall. A shotgun lay at his side, gaping wound in his chest, the blood still warm, trickling down onto the hard wooden floor. Professor Miles goes around back to see if there was any signs of exit or entry through the back door. No such luck. Ulick and Benson managed to catch a glimpse of something upstairs, and it trudges down the steps one by one. Benson, caught in a moment of madness where all he can do is just stand gaping, wide-eyed, slack-jawed at this thing, and his fear turns to screams as Ulick picks up Eugene's shotgun, fires a shot, sends shrapnel and bone and bits of rotted, decayed flesh flying all over the side of the staircase, with the second shot aims higher, shoots the creature's head off, and it just slumps right at Benson's feet as he continues to scream. Poor Charlie Mitchell only making it moments after as he looks inside the door to see this thing has collapsed. Peter also went into this bout of madness and fled, ran all the way back down the mountain trail. He's still running. Some say he's still running.
Did he bring his gun with him? I keep asking this and you keep telling me.
He brought his gun with him.
Has he got a box of chocolates?
I just kept running. And off he went. And Professor Montgomery, you just arrive at the front door after hearing an array of gunshots and this incessant screaming. The curtain comes up as you are all standing in the hallway of the late Eugene Grace's house. This creature covered in silver nitrate dust, headless, congealed blood spilling onto your shoes, Benson.
I think Charlie will take his handkerchief out and cover up his mouth and kind of like back away from the corpse.
Ulick did say he was doing that last session.
Yeah, and Benson passed his con save, so he's okay for another couple of minutes. So Benson, you're going to be screaming for the next minute and a half.
Yeah.
You're just looking at this thing.
We can add that in post.
We've got family asleep. I'll do this.
Dave will stick in special effects when he gets to the studio.
It has to be masculine, roar, like a real roar.
Oh no, we're
Like
going
the end
full
of-
on Ned Flanders with this.
I feel like it should be the end of 300, when he's just roaring at the arrows, job done, but no.
In his head it is, but in reality it is definitely.
It's a wet fish being punched.
Did Charlie get into the house, or he's still outside?
You're right at the threshold of the door.
At the threshold has come in.
Professor Miles just ran up behind you.
I suppose he'll turn on and he'll probably just be like, "Yes, the Moonlight Man. He's definitely real. We've caught him." And then he just like point in there, kind of like step away. And I think Charlie in some respects is kind of like a little bit kind of heading over the edge, but there is a part of him that's like, this has actually kind of solidified this thing. And just to confirm, Keeper, like there is no doubting that this thing is not within the realms of what we know from science and reality.
This guy was very visibly a walking corpse that tried to kill your friends.
Yeah, and glowing and all. So even though the glowing aspect is kind of like we figured out the science kind of behind that, it's the walking corpse part.
You've seen, he doesn't glow in the house because he's not actually, like, he's under artificial light. It won't glow under artificial light. But you did see him walking down the mountain trail from a distance in the moonlight, which cast me.
That leads to, or that comes from science as we know it.
Yes,
we can like
correct,
physically like, oh yes, that makes sense. We've debunked that. But now it's like, we've debunked the glowing on the corpse, the zombie.
I think Montgomery had that epiphany a little while back where he was able to kind of piece that together, and I think he relayed that to everyone.
Yeah. But the zombiness of this has kind of like, as I say, it's freaking Charlie out. But there's a bittersweet thing, because it's kind of like there's an element of it where he's like, oh, I wasn't kind of going crazy with the tentacles, because there is something fucking really weird going on here.
Finally, something beyond scientific reason has occurred with witnesses other than you. So yeah.
And I think on that point he'll actually be kind of like, the Moonlight Man. Everyone can see this, right? This is not normal. Everyone can see this. Yes.
Just go and have a breather outside. Just calm. Take him with you as well. Yes. Take him out.
Yes. And I go in and grab Benson. Come on, boy. We'll find the kitchen and get a cup of tea.
As Benson's screaming, his neck's rigid, like he's not looking around him, just staring straight forward, being led by his arm, but he's loading the pistol by muscle memory.
I think Charlie will kind of put his hands on that and try and stop that happening. Is there anything mechanically? From a game point of view that Charlie can do to help bring
it's
Benson
fine.
down?
We'll just say you do it. He's rendered incapacitated, so you just kind of guide him into the kitchen, as it were.
Sit him down, and I'll cup on tea and a little nip of whiskey if I can find it in the press or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Eugene doesn't drink, so you'll have a hard time finding whiskey, but tea will be good.
I'm going to cover my face and stuff because we were saying about how, sometimes it's infected through touch and through inhalation and stuff. Can I check over the body? Now, obviously it died because it took a couple of shotgun rounds to the head from Ulick, but like, Was there signs of death beforehand? And if so, can I work out how long?
Absolutely.
Or even identification on him as well.
Okay, make a medicine roll first and foremost to kind of determine how long this dude has been.
Okay. So that's a 70 over 1.
It's impossible. He is very visibly like this. Whatever bits of skin remain on this creature is blue. Like half its face is missing, and you can just see exposed skull. Sorry, no, it doesn't have a skull anymore. You can see like half a rib cage, and kind of as you kind of take your handkerchief and kind of move the whatever scraps of clothing are left, you move and you see the rib cage. You can actually see the bones of the ribs. All that's remaining inside is just this gloops of rotted flesh. You see a centipede kind of wriggle out between two of the rib bones, and
okay.
You look at the scraps of what appear to be maybe overalls and maybe a tattered white vest beneath that. On the overalls, though, you see this laminate, like a badge, an identification badge, but it seems like it's covered in dust, and you use your handkerchief to kind of wipe it away, and you can see that this poor soul's name is William Davies.
William Davies, okay. We haven't heard that name before, have we? I don't believe so.
You can make an idea roll.
We have heard that name before.
Or you don't have to. Remember, that's fine.
The ledger we had with the name of all the academics that were going in, there was a name, I think there was 9 or 10 names on it, that was taken from the house. Ulick found it and had all these names written on it, and some of them were circled. One of them was William Davies. The miners are not actually miners at all. They are archaeologists from various academic institutes in England! ! Peter and I snuck into their office and found a list with all their names and did some research. The following are the names of the academics. William Davies.
Okay.
What are they looking for?
So yeah, obviously I'll be giving that information to the rest of the guys here. I'm going to check on Ulick as well. Oh, are you okay?
Fine. You'll uncock the shotgun, and the 2 shells will pop out, and you go, that was a puka. But I poke a few holes in them. More where that came from.
Monty's just literally staring blank face straight back at Ulick, like, really? Now?
I'd laugh if it's dead. There's no point in living.
You hear this subdued scream behind a closed door in the kitchen. Ulick.
Shell shock.
Yeah, he's run out of breath. He's just...
Ulick will walk into him and just sort of he'll if it's still going by the time he gets in.
Oh yeah, he's still.
He'll walk in. He'll sit behind him. Not unlike James Bond and Eva Green in the shower in Casino Royale, except there'll be less finger licking. And he'll just sit.
This posturing just got 18, apparently.
Welcome to the boudoir.
He'll just sit behind him, and he'll just sort of pull the hair back from his head, and he'll just kind of hold him there, and he'll go, "You're all right, lad. You're okay. You're okay.
You got it. Tell me you got it."
Blew its fucking head off, pal. Now this will be until he begins to come out of it.
He's kind of starting to come out of it now. Yeah.
And once he sort of comes back to reality, then he'll sort of sit up and he'll kind of hunker down in front of him and he goes, "He blew its fucking head off, lad. It's gone, don't you fucking worry."
Good. I'm sorry you had to bear witness to that.
You alright?
It's definitely dead.
You're sorry you had to bear witness to it?
I'm sorry you had to bear witness to me screaming like a war widow.
So am I. But you look at. Yeah, it's when it's dead again, isn't it? Blew its fucking head off.
That's the problem. Dead again.
Well, you came looking for this, pal, didn't you?
Of course I did.
Be careful what you wish for. Do you know what I mean? You're leg deep in the sand now, boy.
We're here now, and as you might quite aptly put it, in the trenches.
Looking at wince.
But what we can take from this is... Yeah. He puts his hand on your shoulder when he sees you wince. What we know is it can die again. It's really dead. I mean, it's definitely dead. It didn't...
It'll have a hard time finding us with no head.
That's a good point. Maybe we should just take the remains, so to speak, and
put the head in a cupboard,
and maybe have a little bonfire outside.
Well, if you put the head in the cupboard,
I would suggest that we wouldn't do that one because we risk adding silver nitrate to the air around as well, which could damage cattle and stuff and potentially spread a further infection and stuff.
more importantly, James, it give me a shock to see. They have a hard time selling this place. He's bringing people up and there's a fucking head in the fucking top cupboard there.
Also, there's the matter of a dead man there, and I think it'd be good to have evidence to show the police as to what might have killed him.
Yeah, so I think that might be, these might be tomorrow's problems. Do we feel that this is the end of our situation, or is this the beginning of our troubles?
This seems like it's round one. Did we not see that shiny son of a bitch running across the top of the mountain?
I fear this might be our shiny man, the Fog-Alec, or the Moonlight Man, I believe. If we take him outside, the Moonlight will light
Listen,
him up.
if we have to look at it logically, there's the guy that Ulick just put out of his misery and helped me give reason to the pool in my britches. And there was the victim who was blown away by another shotgun, Callahan.
That's the thing is, it seems that there was two of these Moonlight Men. I don't believe it to be. I don't believe it to be a myth or hocus pocus. I believe it more to be a result of the mines. I think that is where we're going to have to intend our investigation.
Yes, I think so. So, as I mentioned, you somebody identified the gentleman as William Davies, and at this stage, Charlie will take up his little folder or what have you and take out that document, and the rest of you guys should be able to see it in your Roll20 there. But again, as I say, it's the
Jack's Ledger?
Yeah, Jack's Ledger. So it's a receipt for those of you at home. It's like a receipt book, and it's top, it says cash flow and transactions, but in handwriting it says the miners are not actually miners at all. They're archaeologists from various academic institutions in England, which Charlie reads out. And it also says, Peter and I snuck into the office and found a list with all the names and did some research. Now, we know already that the office was relocated at one stage after the mines were even supposed to be finished. So we can assume that it was the new office that Peter and I'm presuming this is this Jack's book, or?
It would have been found in Jack's bedroom, yeah.
Yes, I think you found this in Jack's bedroom. So we can assume he's referring to the people referred to here as Peter Houlihan, who he was referring to, and Jack that wrote the note. And then there's the names of these academics. As I mentioned, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 names on it. 4 have been circled for some reason. William Davies' name is one of the ones circled, and this is the gentleman we have here. And now written in the side notes are some phrases in Irish. Keith's Irish is touch and go, but Charlie is actually fluent, so he'd know what this means. Now, kin is for boss is docha.
What's your Irish language?
My Irish language is... Oh, shit. I put 13 into it. I thought I put a good bit into it.
Fluent, me arse.
Shit. I was fully sure I was going to make him fluent. Yeah, no, apologies.
He's as fluid as Keith is.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, he's definitely... no, Keen is for boss is Doka. Anybody got a translation on that one?
I think I asked this before, but if you want to have another go at that Irish language skill roll, anyone who has the skill can absolutely make an attempt. Anyone can roll it because he's shown the...
Well, the second phrase is on Far Galach, so that is our Moonlight Man, and that's beside William Davies' name. I don't know if that's directly related to him.
But doesn't far mean red from my knowledge of the Irish language?
Well, no, Far is a man. Far and Manal. Mraw. But someone has already identified Far Galach as the translation of Moonlight Man, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me take a look at it. Maybe I can glean some information from it.
And for everyone listening, Charlie rolled a 48 over 13, which is a fail.
Oh yeah, apologies. That was...
All I'm remembering is those 3 shots. Pass, fail. Come on.
Oh.
Benson rolls an 80 over 31 for a failure. Yeah, these words are lost on you guys.
This is French or something.
Keeper, based on those names, because they were English academics and stuff, and obviously that's where I would have done my initial training and stuff before moving over to Ireland. Do I know them any of those names? And do I know specifically the 4 names that are circled for having a specific study that they would specialize in or something like that?
I would invite you to make a history check. A regular success will get you general knowledge. A hard success will get the specifics that you're looking for.
Okay, awesome. History, you say?
History.
What is that in relation? Oh, history. There we go. Okay, cool. That's a hard success of a 19 out of 45.
You're looking at these list names. You didn't really think about it at first, but this kind of idea comes to you as like researchers from England. Maybe I might know some of these gentlemen, and you look through this list. And one name catches your eye. Christopher Sutton. You could have sworn you've read an abstract by someone named Sutton. Think a little harder. You as Ulick is tending to Benson and Charlie has the kettle on, you have a little think about it. And you are fairly certain that when Christopher Sutton is heavily involved in geology, particularly, like he's not only been to England and Ireland, but he's been over to Egypt, he's been to Scandinavia, all looking for these interesting and very rare types of rock. He wouldn't come here, a man of his academic stature in geology wouldn't be coming here for a simple resource drilling exercise. For whatever reason a man like him would be here, it's for something pretty darn rare. Yeah, that name rings a bell. You're 99% sure it was Christopher Sutton you read in an abstract of a paper before.
Awesome. Okay, so as I'm thinking about this at the table, I will tell everyone as well what I'm remembering and kind of trying to piece things together.
Right, lads, can we keep fucking moving? We place to go.
Yes, I agree. I think that yes. Regardless, our next mission is our next stage is to get up to these mines and see what the hell is going on.
That's right. The enemy's still going to steal and march on us now. We don't fucking move, boys. Right, Benson.
Yes.
You all right, lad? You ready to go? If you see something like that again, you're going to be able to handle it.
I want to say yes, but...
Right.
Yes.
Don't worry, Benson, I remember my first time. Charlie tries humor.
Benson just looks at you like, well, to be fair, yes. Be gentle next time.
All he can do is try, lad.
Tell that to a toilet full of tentacles.
Benson legit wants to try and find a pair of trousers that'll fit him.
Make a luck roll.
Or I'm walking about in pissy britches.
Eugene was a big, well-built dude. I can't remember. Did you say Benson was built like a brick shit out as well?
No, he was tall and skinny.
Okay.
Here, I'll put the belt on.
Extreme success for luck.
I find a pinstripe suit with 2 Tommy guns. Yeah, slap.
Full on combat gear.
I will say that, you know, even though Eugene was kind of a stocky build, you find that his clothes surprisingly fit you very well, and you do find some pretty nice trousers and a complete change of clothes if you want. Even his shoe size is identical to yours.
By the way, for anybody listening, I rolled a 4 over 48, which means it's morphin time, lads. I'm the Pinstripe Ranger.
Pinstripe Ranger. Absolutely. If you want, for an extreme success, you know, as luck would have it, there you go. There is a pinstripe suit in there that's roughly around your size.
Beautiful spats and all.
Oh yes, from rags to pisses.
Ulick will put his hand on Benson's shoulder and he'll say, "We're going into the shit now, boy. The only thing I ever asked the lads in my trenches is that everyone fights, no one quits.
Did you see me run, Ulick?
I saw you quit. Now, steal your bollocks, because we're probably going to see a lot fucking worse in there. I'll be behind you again, boy, or I'll be side by side with you. We're all going to find out what's in there. We're going to poke an end to it."
Benson slides the last shell into his revolver. Holsters it. You take lead, sir.
Well, but he's going to have a look for more shells. I do believe you said there were some lying around. Shotgun shells.
There would be, to see exactly how many you find. Can I get a luck roll, please? Or even on a fail, you're going to find a little bit.
You can do it if you're being cute.
He's got 10 luck left. 38 out of 10.
All right, my dude, roll me a d4.
Oh my god.
Gee balls.
You get strangled by a pair of wavefronts.
2.
You find 2 shotgun shells.
Oh.
Well, he'll take him. He'll put him in and go.
You open this little this small kind of cardboard box that would have normally housed maybe 24 shotgun shells. Only 2 left.
Who has the dynamite, by the way?
Ulick has a little cardboard box of dynamite.
I think it says he's 2 sticks.
2 sticks of dynamite. The forbidden Twix.
One is for the creature, and one is a la the end of Aliens, where it's like, you always were an asshole, Gorman. They just blow the grenade together.
Nice.
I picture Ulick more being like, "Hey, you alien assholes, I'm back."
Benson's your man at a Terminator 2 with the wee thing. Oh, Dyson.
That's just him shiting his pants.
I want to gather up some cutlery to try and, if we need to, use it as like shrapnel with the dynamite, as well as the poof. Would be nice to.
What are you looking for, sorry?
Chuck it in somewhere and blow up. Cutlery.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't even need to roll for that. There would be cutlery in the kitchen for sure.
And I think that, kind of, now we're kind of getting focused. I think that's kind of like putting a bit more of the wind up Charlie now. He's a little bit more kind of like getting his groove on. The boys are getting their army faces on, metaphorically putting on the war paint. So he'll be out to the car, and he'll be. And this is kind of like the end of the road from a vehicle point of view. We're on foot after this. Yeah, so he's pulling out the backpacks and strapping them on, getting ready. Rain jackets or whatever to get up the hill. There's like lanterns, all that kind of a thing. I don't know I don't know where it ended up. I know I put like a shopping list into the chat before. I think if there was some sort of like Molotov cocktail kind of a thing he could be assembling, that might be a little bit much.
That will definitely require a roll. Let me just...
Yeah, even if it's like, I don't think it's going to go start. Don't think we've got the time or the enthusiasm to start.
No, the time and experience would definitely be. I would say there is such a thing as a demolitions role in Call of Cthulhu, but I would. It's not. It's an optional skill which nobody would have put points into, so I'm not going to do that to you. Instead, I would ask you to make 2 rolls. I would like you to make, firstly, an intelligence roll.
Ooh, let's see where that is.
And then I will be asking you to make a science roll.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've got 80 in intelligence. Let's see if I can fuck this one up. That is a success. 41 out of 80.
So yeah, you know what to do. It's getting the quantities and doing it all at a hurried pace. For sure. Is key. So if I can get that science roll.
And science is?
It should be there. I think the base is 5%.
I'm not seeing science. I got ride and sleight of hand. There's nothing between.
Ride and sleight of hand in that order.
Well, I'll tell you what, roll a D100, and I think the base is 5%.
One of those is a good time, and one of those is a great time.
Is science a skill I should have? Or maybe it's a skill.
You see, science is one of those funny skills because it's subdivided up into chemistry, biology, physics, blah, 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 but general sciences.
Would it be under my... It's not under backstory, spells, possessions. It would be under my main thing.
So just go ahead and roll a D100 and we'll go from there. And Montgomery, don't forget to put a tick next to history from earlier.
57.
So that would be a fail. Unless you want to dump, 52 points of luck.
No, absolutely not. I wasn't expecting that to be a runner at all.
You know what to do for making this Molotov cocktail, but you need more time. Yeah, and time is something you don't have at this
for sure
particular situation.
No, that's fine. So yeah, Charlie would just be out in the car, getting the backpacks and passing them out and getting everyone.
Ulick will go out to him.
Look out in.
The rain is just pouring down. It's a torrential rain at this point. The wind is howling through the trees all the way up to the mountain trails and the mines.
Well, Mitchell.
What do we think?
What do you think? Now, your books have come to life.
Yeah, so I have to confess, it's been it's been a lot more real than I was expecting, and I don't think I don't know how anyone can really stand up to it. I don't know how you reacted at first, but yeah, I'll be honest. Now that we're in this together, I'm not on my own thinking I'm going crazy. I feel heartened. I know we're not the most qualified and maybe not the most well prepared bunch, but to be honest, I think if I had to walk into these minds of madness, I don't think I could ask for a better few chaps to do so than you guys.
But it's not just this. You'll find once that door's open, there's a long path in front of you. You're gonna walk down that path because I'll tell you, I guarantee you now, once you move from your books to real life, this kind of thing, you'll see it more and more. All the places you used to look and saw nothing, you will look again and you will see things that were lurking in plain sight, living in plain sight.
Yes.
You're in a different world now, Mitchell. I hope you're ready for it. Hope you're ready for the ridicule that'll come with it, from folks that haven't had their eyes opened, folks that haven't seen what you and me have seen. Now, hope you're ready for that.
I think Charlie will turn to Ulick, and I think Charlie's kind of relationship with Ulick has been a bit, I don't say complicated, but I think he's definitely always kind of thought that Ulick was obviously a little bit crazy, but kind of like a little bit full of shit.
And indeed, as he says, are you ready for that? You see the sky just illuminate with a flash of lightning, and you can see Ulick is wide-eyed, like staring you down. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think he's kind of obviously seeing that there is, Ulick has seen a lot, and not only that, but he's been really obviously isolated and pariahed, and and he realizes that of all the people and all the ways that this could be dealt with, the worst possible outcomes are all thrust upon Ulick by those around him, by his mum, by the different organizations and authority figures and everything, so I think Charlie, it's kind of a mixture of respect and sadness and kind of pity, but yeah, he's definitely like, I don't know, but I don't know if I'm ready for this life, but I'm glad you're there with us, Ulick, so thank you.
I might not always be here, but if I'm not, if I don't make it through this, you think long and hard about whether you want to follow this path to its end. There's no shame in trying your best to close that door, trying to walk back through it, but there's nothing to be won here. There's no eventual victory. All there is knowledge. Too much knowledge. It'll end you.
Too much knowledge is a terrible thing, as they say.
It is.
Well, let's take the knowledge we have so far and get up into the mines and see if we can maybe relieve some poor fools from the future from ever seeing about this. I think we understand now what the miners meant when they set off those explosions back then to save the town. I think maybe they were doing something similar to what we are attempting to spare others from this terrible understanding that we've come to know.
If there happens to be some of this dynamite and stuff available when we get there, would it maybe be an idea to shut it down permanently?
I think that might be it. Yes, I think we get in there. Yeah, it's a good question. I think yes, we get up and see what we're dealing with. But I think I don't think my curiosities are strong enough to make me want to risk letting whatever this is out. Or to get in the way of stopping it. I think our top priority here should be to try and shut this down. They tried before and they failed. That should be our dedication and our purpose here tonight. Are we in agreement?
Any of you lads know how to close a mine, where to place the dynamite, the best way to strategically and completely close a mine for good? Because I fucking don't.
Good question. Keeper Woods, or any of us have any of that knowledge?
Yeah, let's go for a no roll, which would be your education.
Can I make that as well?
Everyone can make that, yeah, because you kind of ask in the group as a whole.
lads, my consistent fucking run of failures when it comes to fucking normal checks.
That's an NO for the KNO for Dave, which was a 75 over 65. That's a potential push if you have that
That's
up
an
for.
I do not know.
Oh, 4
That's
out
an
of
extreme
77.
success from Dino. 4 over 77. I'm
4
gonna give it a go
over
as well.
77.
So not only is he good at explosive reactions,
I just got the hard success,
Definitely
which
had
was
explosive
24 out
battles.
of 73, and Ryan just got a regular success, which was 73 out of 74. Skin of your teeth.
I kind of want to have a Benson walk out with his, and I've looked this up, Brooks Brothers pinstripe suit and his big high-collared Mac. Walk out to the door, turn round to Ulick. Looks like you've got a promotion, Captain. Flick the collar and push his coat back away from the holster. And as the lightning happens, it just chains off the holster as he starts just watching the perimeter. It looks like you've got a promotion, Captain. And he tips his hat at Ulick. And I think I might know how to take this motherfucker down.
So you, obviously the professor and Charlie, you have a pretty good idea of how to strategically place dynamite within the mine to kind of completely seal it off with Benson. Maybe you've been in some mines before in your time, and you're a private detective. You've had your good share of experiences with explosives and other things of that nature. It's probably best to strategically place the dynamite kind of as far back in as you possibly can, because where the mine...
Just at the entrance, you mean? And run away really quickly and easily? No problem at all.
where the mines are kind of more freshly dug, there's probably a lot less weakened supporting buttresses and things of that nature. Now, you could... that would probably be the best case scenario. If you could do a pretty decent job setting it up, maybe 3/4 halfway in, but to definitely get the job done, go as far into the mines as you possibly can.
I just say, just when Benson says that to you, like, he says, what did he say? You've got a promotion or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, as the lightning flashes, Ulick's mind is just, so the lightning flashes and everything is sort of, he's just got that kind of bright imagery in his eyes where you just can't see anything for a second. As the rain's falling in his mind, he's back in the trenches. Just when he came back, because he was not an officer, but he would have been sort of higher up than a few of the men. And for a second, he's back in that trench as he sees all his men just walking away, just walking down the other side of the trench. He's trying to shake their shoulders, and it's like, the fuck you doing, man? They turn around, their eyes are just milky white over, and they all just continue to walk until the thing that I explained to Mark happens. And it's just the thought of having men under his command again, it just fills him with dread.
Well, shall we? And Charlie just kind of like takes his very upper class walking stick and his oilskins and starts heading for lantern up, walking stick. And
walking stick, lanterns, and weapons at the ready. You guys begin to make your way up the second half of the mountain trail under the shadow or the glow of the moonlight, canopied by evergreen trees along the mountain trail. As you go higher up and higher up, you can see the flickering lights of the lamplit village of silver mines, and the rain beating down and the wind howling kind of have to kind of get your bearings a little bit to kind of keep a steady foot on this muddy trail. And about 20 minutes of hiking finds you within this kind of quarry-like area, and you can see visibility is poor enough because of the torrential rain, but as you kind of enter the main site of this mine, you can see just various levels of cliff face. There's one kind of at your level, there's a few higher up, and there's a few depressions around the quarry site where you can see a lot of kind of it seems to be just stone quarry, but in sections of it you can see where, like consulting your map, where these old closed mines were, and maybe some of the old drilling sites. You can just see there's rubble and bits of timber and scrap metal kind of just barring the path. Looking at your map in the center of this quarry and venturing a little further in, as another flash of lightning fills the sky. For a split second you can see the entire quarry, the entire compound, and you see the kind of foundations where that old site office used to be. And as you walk on a little further, you can see off in the distance this little wooden shack tucked away at the corner, the relocated part of it. Looking around, this place is very kind of open to the air, in this kind of, and because of you're elevated where you are in the mountains, like the wind is just coming up and it's just sweeping in through the mines, and it's kind of that kind of wind that would cut you. You know, it has that kind of really bit of power, a bit of sting in it, and you look around. Doesn't seem to be, you know, it's a desolate mine, no activity. You don't see anything suspicious, no Fargalloch, no anything like that, just an old abandoned shack off in the distance.
So where to begin, I suppose? Is there any trails or tracks, first of all, of people coming in and going out?
There would have been old tracks from carts, things like that, and there's a lot of kind of beaten tracks that are more, when I say tracks, they're more just depressions in the kind of stony gravel that's kind of now heavily covered in puddles, pools of water. A lot of the tracks kind of seem to lead in this kind of circle around the main kind of compound that kind of covers all of the closed up mines and the shack.
So there's nothing we can see, no recent sign of someone going to and from any of the mines in particular or anything like that?
No, nothing like that. It seems deserted, hasn't been touched in quite some time.
Okay, so no recent, right. Any suggestions, chaps? Where do we start?
Is there anywhere that's shining with the moonlight? Any heavy concentrations of any glow near any entrances or anything we can see here? Or any trails maybe that hasn't been washed away by the downpour?
No, nothing glowing in the moonlight or anything like that, no.
Shaft 2, Shaft 4, or Shaft 6 with dangerous levels of silver nitrate.
I think from our investigation before, I think it was Shaft 4 that we had decided was possibly the most likely.
That's where the side office was moved, supposedly after the mines were supposedly closed. So yes, it's as good a place to start as any.
It seems most likely that if that one was indeed the mine that had the silver nitrate poisoning, and that's where the cabin was moved to, that would probably be the last one they did.
Charlie is going to be standing still with the lantern held up on the staff, and he's like, yes, I think that's the right place to go, but for some reason my body doesn't seem to want to move. Any of you gentlemen want to take the first steps?
He just starts walking, shotgun over his shoulder, and he goes, you can hear him kind of humming this old military song. It's just, there's no words, it's just a real kind of World War One kind of half whistling, and and it's just rain pissing down the soaked.
So Monty would probably try and join in with that rhythm as well, because he understands that from military backgrounds and stuff, the people that he's studied, that kind of a regimented mindset of that music, that rhythm, that beat is what keeps a lot of people sane in insane situations that they find themselves in.
And Ulick, as you trudge through you're already soaked, but your boots are now kind of starting to get soggy from the heavy puddles of water that fill up this kind of mining site. And as you walk up to this old, degraded wooden cabin, it has a stone base, but by and large it's a wooden kind of cabin, and you can even see from the outside that there's some holes in the roof, and it's very disused looking. The front door kind of loosely hangs on one hinge, so it's kind of a little bit lopsided, and as you approach the door, and as I said, the front door is kind of loosely, like it's not locked or anything, it's very visibly, you can just put your hand to it and kind of either yank it or gently pull it open.
Ulick will yank the plank.
Alright, and as you open the door and you step inside the cabin. The creaking floorboards protest against your weight, and their eerie groans mingling with the drumming of the raindrops on the roof. Large droplets of rainfall fall from the small cracks in the ceiling, converging in pools of water at various points in the hallway. The air is musty and cold, carrying the scent of damp wood and decay. As you look on down the hallway, you see a number of doors. There are 4 doors, 2 on your immediate left. There's kind of one close to you and one further down the hall on your left. There's one straight ahead of you at the end of the hallway, and there's only one door to your right.
Any wet footprints on the corridor floor below?
Make a spot hidden check. Actually, that would be a track check. Let's retcon that. That would be a track
because it was yet another.
Good job, because he fucked that one clean up.
Yeah, absolutely. What's it? It's a track.
Track check, yeah.
That's an even bigger failure. 85 over 40. There's heavy rain still in his eyes, dripping out of his.
Well, not only that, but the rainfall coming through the ceiling, creating little puddles of water. It would be near impossible to find a footprint. In this location.
He didn't announce he was doing it, so he just
that's fine.
Quietly accept that failure and keep it to himself.
Just kind of scan the room as the rest of you kind of filter in and get a little bit of solace from the rainfall, but not a whole lot because there's still some rain trickling through the roof of this little cabin.
Charlie's looking around with the lantern to see, is there anything on the walls? Is there paperwork here, or is there any more information?
This hallway is completely deserted. There isn't even a cupboard or a clock or statuette or anything. It's just bare wooden floor, wooden walls.
Does the door have a way or a means to stop it from blowing in the wind?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can just kind of just close it again and kind of just.
But somebody can still open it from the outside,
yeah.
Okay, Benson's going to take a handful of coins and rest it along, beams of the wood.
Yep.
So if it opens and somebody opens it and knocks the coins over, and you hopefully hear it.
Okay.
Are they the coins Benson should have used to pay the bar bill that we never paid before he left? Ulick will open the first door. Is the first door on the right or the left?
There's one immediately on your right and left. So
straight in. He'll just open it.
The one on the left or the right?
Well, he'll open the right door instead of the wrong door.
All right.
Let's take a look at what you gotta win.
The door on the right. Your footsteps echo hollowly as you cautiously step further into this room. A dining table sits at the center, its surface covered in a thick layer of dust. This room seems to be unaffected by the leaky roof. Long since used cups and plates still sit upon the table, surrounded by dilapidated chairs and their faded upholstery torn and frayed, creating a haunting image of past gatherings that would have long since faded into the abyss. Shadows cast by the moonlight peering through the window stretch and twist, their forms seeming to elongate and contort in the corners of the room, as if hidden figures are waiting and watching. But your attention is drawn to another door, partially hidden in the darkness. The door stands slightly ajar at the opposite end of the room, but in the absence of light, the unknown lurking beyond the door fills you with a chilling sense of anticipation.
With that moonlight coming through, is there any traces of this silver nitrate here?
No, you don't see anything glowing.
Okay.
Go over to the next door then and listen in it.
Go ahead and make that listen roll.
With a 20. It's kind of apt that he has 20 given all the fucking shells that exploded around him in the trenches. Yet again, that is another failure on any kind of check. Ulick has an 89 over 20.
You don't hear anything in this room, but it is slightly ajar.
Oh, sure, he'll creak it open. Is there any way to stealth in this?
Yeah, there's a stealth roll. Do you have a lantern?
No.
Okay, and that is a success. You put a tick next to stealth.
Hey, success 22 over 30. That was a good roll.
The first success he's had.
You go invisible.
As you enter this room, just poke your head round, even if you're not actually kind of
stick the head
going
in,
full on. And you can see it's kind of dimly lit from the moonlight peering in from the dining room. You find yourself looking into a small kitchenette that's filled with decay and rust. Empty cans and broken utensils litter the counters, their surfaces stained with time and neglect. The rain outside intensifies, pounding on the roof like 1,000 desperate fists. Can I ask you to make a listen check or a spot hidden check. It is up to you.
Got a spot hidden. Ah, lads. Back to normal.
You can make that listen roll as well.
Oh, come on, cool. 20 on this. 88 over 45 for the spot hidden, and 83 over 20 for the listen.
Fuck, the last listen roll was 89 over 20.
He still has that.
For the people at home listening, Ulick's not.
That is an 83 over 20 and an 88 over 45. Both failures for spot hidden and listen. As you're peering into this kitchenette, Ulick, you're kind of distracted. You're not really kind of focusing on anything in particular. You're looking around at the ruin this kitchen lays in. You feel something on your head, but it's too late by the time you feel it. Something has landed on the top of your head.
The fuck is that?
It sends a chill down your spine. But we'll find out what it is next time. As we return in episode 13.
Benson's just going to blow off the back of Ulick's head.
Who's licking Ulick's bald spot?
It is Benson's nutsack.
Episode 13, Unlucky for Some.
Oh no. With these rolls.
Man, he's just consistent. He's just consistent. At least, not in the eyes of his mom while she was still alive, but yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, he was quite a failure the second he saw her and she died.
Well, everyone, thank you very much for listening to No Silver Linings, and thanks you to our investigators for playing and sticking it out this long. It's been a pleasure running this so far, and I'm really starting to enjoy myself now.
It's fantastic.
Good, I'm sure you are not. You're trying to kill and destroy us all. But thank you very much, Mark. And again, to our listeners back home, if you want to check this game out, if you want to hear more of those beautifully written descriptions and see some of the illustrations, we got a chance in the last game to see the illustration of the poor Eugene Grace's body. It's beautiful, and this whole game was written by Mark. Illustrations by Becca, I believe. Quadruple Bacon, that would be all seen, so check it out on Drive Through RPG, and this is called, it's not called Silver Mines, it's No Silver Line. Go and check it out for Call of Cthulhu. Please buy it and torment your friends, loved ones, and maybe those you don't really like, because it's...
Either way, it's fun.
It's a mixed blessing playing.
We're still trying to work out which one we are.
Please do, if you like what you're hearing here. We do this kind of stuff 4 nights a week over on our Twitch channel on the other side of the Emerald Collective. We have live play and actual play streams 4 nights a week. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So do check us out and give us a follow on social media.
Thank you very much, everyone, and we will catch you next time for episode 13, and we'll find out what happens to Ulick and the others.